SAP HANA, the backups. So backup administration part. So backups. So we have the backup. Why we have to take the backups here? In case of something hardware fault, some file systems, some restore, refresh, something got required or happened, we need to do the restore activity using the last backup. Last backup we can use to restore the systems here, right? So that's the reason we have the backup related activities we can perform in the HANA database level to restore it to the up to that point in time, restore particular time, particular backup. So we can do the restore here. In HANA, we have the three types of backups we have here. There are the three types of backups we have. One is the so one is the full DB backup, full DB backup. The second one is the incremental backup, incremental backup. The third one is the differential backup here. So there are the three types of backups we have in the HANA DB level. So what these three types of backups, what is the advantage of having these backups here? So what is full backup here? What is full backup? What is full backup here? The full backup is like a taking the full database backup, taking the full DB backup. Suppose, so this is your database. Okay. So then from starting point, suppose let's take the Monday. So 7 days, weekly 7 days. So let's take the 7 boxes here daily. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this is our database. So then this is the Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, okay, Saturday, and then Sunday. We have the Sunday here. So here Monday. So your data got, this is the starting of the DB. Okay, when the starting you started the getting of the database, your data got filled with the so this data up to here your data got filled. Okay, so then again Tuesday, so this data Tuesday, so this much of data got filled here Tuesday, like that. So daily, why? Because data will come to inside of our database, data will come to your database daily, right? So Monday up to here your data got filled, right? Monday up to here your data got filled here, your data got filled here. So when you take the Monday full backup, entire starting of the day one itself to Monday till Monday, how much data is there? All the data will be backed up. All the data will be backed up. This is called the full database backup. Full DB backup here means starting of the day one to till date, how much data. Suppose if you take the Tuesday full backup, then starting of the day two, then again Tuesday, how much data is there from this data and this data? All the data you will get backed up here. All the data you will get backed up here. So Wednesday also, when you are taking the Wednesday, then starting of the day to till date, full data you will be backed up here. Means entire data you are taking the backup here. Entire data you are taking the backup every day. Entire data means you will get the previous data as well as the new data till date, how much data will come, all the data you are taking the backup here, all the data you are taking the backup here. So this type of backup is called the full DB backup, means entire data you are backing up, entire data you are backing up here. So this procedure is called the full DB backup here. This procedure is called the full database backup here, right? So that is the full DB backup. Everybody know in the name itself we have the full. Full means entire DB it will take the backup, and previous backup also will be there. And if you want to restore it, just suppose like if you want to restore up to Wednesday, then Wednesday last backup, if you restore it, then all the data will come. Tuesday, this backup. So all the data will come. So restore also will be one file, but only thing is the file size is very large here. Why? Because all the data you are taking the backup. So large file size and restore, simple restore. Why? Because only last file you will use it to restore the backup. Simple one backup file is enough to do the restore, is enough to do the restore activities here, right? So this is the one backup file is enough to do the restore activities here. Okay. So that is the Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday backups here. Like that, we have the backups are available here, right? So that is the one thing it happened here. That is the one thing it has happened here. Okay. So that is the one thing. So if you take the incremental backup, okay, incremental backup. What is mean by incremental backup here? For the incremental backup or full backup, the first one full backup is required. One full backup is required here. Okay, you taken the one full backup here on the Monday, right? Incremental. These two are called the delta backups, but incremental backup and differential backup, first one full backup is required. First one full backup is required. So that is fine. When you are taking the Tuesday, when you are taking the Tuesday here, when you are taking the Tuesday backup here, what will happen here? So then, so Monday you have taken the full backup. When you are taking the Tuesday backup again, Tuesday again you are taking, why? Because backups daily we have to take it out. Daily we have to take the backup. Why? Because so for safer and the secure state, to suppose if any risk something is happened, we have the backups are available. We can restore the database as is. We can do the restore by using the this backups only. By using the backups only, we can restore the data. So for that purpose only, we need to use the these backups. We have to use it here. Okay. So now full DB backup, full database backup, you done it, taken. Now, when you are taking the incremental backup, whatever the data, like whatever the last backup you have taken, okay, last backup you have taken on the Monday, only these changes will be backed up. Only last 24 hours, whatever the changes are happened from last backup to till date, whatever the changes are happened, only that changes will be backed up. When you are taking the Wednesday, only okay, last backup happened on the Tuesday, then Tuesday to Wednesday, only these changes will be happened. When you are taking the Thursday, only these changes will be happened. Only these changes will be backed up here. Then Friday, when you are taking the Friday, only these changes will be happen, and these changes will happen, and these changes will happen. Every day, last 24 hours, only that changes will happen to the so database level here, that changes will happen here. Okay, that is the thing, it will happen in the systems here. Okay, so that is the one thing here. So coming to the that changes will happen. Okay, so coming to the, that is the incremental backup. But here thing is one full backup and incremental backup. Suppose if you want to restore the data till Saturday, what you have to do? You need to restore the Monday backup, full backup, then Tuesday, Wednesday backup, Thursday backup, Friday backup, Saturday backup. Why? Because all are the independent files. Only this file size is very huge, and remaining all are the small size files. Then you need to do the all the way to restore up to here. You need to do the restore. But that is the, if you take the full DB backup, one file is enough. In one file, you will get the all the data. Then you can do the restore. One file is backup file, one file is restore. But here you have the multiple files, incremental backup. But if any one of the file is corrupted, then you cannot restore the only up to here you can restore it. Then this file you cannot restore it. Then this is also not possible. This is also not possible. If the one chain is complete, one chain is corrupted, then remaining is also not completed. Why? Because this day data will be removed, and this data, the dependency on this file, so nothing will happen, right? So that is the reason the chain broken here. So it is some kind of a typical part to incremental backup here. to use it. Okay, got it? Backups. So coming to the differential backup. Okay, so what is mean by differential backup here? The differential backup concept is like a diff backup. This is also required. The one full DB backup is required. One full database backup is required. Then differential backup, after the full backup, suppose if you are taking the Tuesday backup, then last after the full backup, whatever the changes are happened, only that changes will happen. When you are taking the Wednesday, it won't look the previous day. When was the last full backup happened? Monday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday data will be backed up. Then when you are taking the Thursday, it will look the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Last backup. When was the last backup happened? So that data. When you are taking the Friday, it won't look the previous backup here. When was the last backup happened? Okay, this is the one. Then up to here, it will take the backup here. Up to here, it will take the backup here. Up to here, it will take the backup here. So up to here, it will take the backup here. Then up to here, it will take the backup here. Here, one full backup, then one differential backup is enough to restore the entire data. Why? Because last differential backup will get the all the data after the full backup, right? This first you will restore the full backup, then you will restore the one differential backup is required. Here only two files are required to restore it. Full backup, only one file is required. Last backup is required to restore it. Differential backup, one full backup, and last one differential backup is required up to restore it here. Incremental backup, one full backup, and all the days we have to require the remaining backup files are required to restore it here, right? Remaining files are required here, right? So got it? So differential backup, always look the differential backup, always look the previous differential backup. When you're taking the differential backup, always look at the last full backup in what was happened. So whenever the incremental backup, it will always look the any one of completed backup. Any one of the completed backup, it will look it out. So any backup, that is fine. Any backup, previous backup completed, that will look it out incremental backup. So that is the one thing here. That is the main difference between the differential backup and incremental backup. Differential backup always look the last full backup only, completed backup only. Incremental backup, any backup is fine to recover it here. So why we require the backup mean to ensure why? Because this is in the hardware fault. Something any hardware fault happened, so entire data will be corrupted. Even your not only RAM size, not only your file systems, right? Why? Because you are taking your data is storing into the data folder level. It is slash and now storage level. If that storage also corrupted, something is happens, then how can you recover the data then? So that's why we have the backups files. Backups are there. So these backups will ensure we have the recoverability mode, and also we can restore the up to point in time recovery up to at what time, what date we need to do the restore. Up to that dates we can do the restores here. Up to this date we can do the restores of the this backup, this person, these things here, right? So how to take these backups here, right? Using the HANA Studio, or then HANA Cockpit also we can also use it to restore it here. So HANA Studio, how to use HANA Studio to take the backups here, right? So we can connect to the HANA Studio. So right click, and so backup, there is a system DB. From system DB only you need to take the backup. So right, system DB is responsible to manage the tenants like parameter changes, starting the databases tenants. Then so taking the backups, all those things we have to do it from the system DB. So taking the backup of the system database and tenant database. You can also take the backup of the system database and tenant DB also you can take it out. Tenant database, the system DB itself and tenant DB itself you can take it out here. Here, there is a backup file is there. You can see here, there is a one folder, backup folder. Here we can see the catalog. Here we can see the catalog. How many backups are there? How many backups are completed? What about the delta backups are completed? All the information, there are the backups, right? So previous backups, all the history we can see in the catalog history. We can see it here. Log backup will happen automatically every 15 minutes once. The log backup will happen. See, log backup will happen every 15 minutes once the log backups and whatever the timelines you said. So based upon the timelines, so it will happen the log backup also. Log backup also will happen in the systems, right? Log backup also will happen in the systems here. See here, every 15 minutes the log backups will happen. So daily backups we have to manually do that one, or scripts we have to use it to execute the daily backups and everything here, right? So now you want to take the backup now here. Then right click on the systemdb backup and recovery. Just click on that, take the backup of the tenant. Systemdb also you can take it out, but there is no use of the systemdb. Then you can take the tenant database where we have the actual data. Tenant database we have the index server. So here you can see complete backup, differential backup, incremental backup here. So when you take the complete backup here, you can take the complete backup here, right? Just click on complete means complete, you will get it out here. So differential backup, you will get the diff. I like that you will get it out here, right? Incremental backup, the file naming convention, the backup file naming convention. This is the location of the backup file here, right? Then take the complete backup, click on the next button, finish. So now see, internet means definitely index server access engine. So that data got backed up here. That data got backed up here. At operating system level, we can see it here where this data getting backed up here, where this data getting backed up. So we can see it here. If we go to the KPS4 HANA at operating system level, you can see it here where it is storing and everything here. So now you have taken the tenant backup here. See today's date 8, so 7. So you have taken the backup here, right? So 2442 GB got backed up. So this is locating in this location here, in this location here. So you can see the CD slash this folder. So we have the complete data backup we have, right? If you take the incremental backup, INC will come, INC, yeah, something like that. If you take the tenant backup, then what is the tenant asset you want to take it out? Then suppose like incremental backup, if you take it out, then the incremental backup completed scene. Why? Because nothing there is no data, only. So this one it is completed. See, complete data backup, incremental data backup. So
Sir, I have a question.
yes,
Sir, if I take incremental backup daily, suppose I have taken the incremental backup on Monday, and I will take the backup on Wednesday. Then last incremental backup will be replaced or it will be kept.
it will be kept. It will be kept. There is a retention period. There is a backup retention period is there. So based upon that retention period, so last 30 days backups or last 15 days backup or last 7 days backup, you should keep it. Then it will keep the last 7 days backup like that. It will keep the backups. That is called the retention period, backup retention periods. So based upon the retention period, it will keep the all the backups and everything here. So that's our wish. How you want to keep it? You want to follow the same naming convention or different naming? You want to keep the uh, suppose you want to keep the suppose example you see here. Here you have taken the differential backup, incremental backup you have taken, right? So normally again if I take it out, what will happen? Right? Again if I take it out, then systemdb. So then now if I take the incremental backup again here, so instead of that, what I can do, I can maintain the timestamp here. Or so then that will maintain. Why? Because the files will maintain the backups here. We can maintain the different things we can maintain. See here last three files are there. And tomorrow also if you take the backup, then different things, different naming convention will be created here. With the timestamp and a different naming convention will be created. Within the 2 minutes difference I have taken. Then within the 2 days difference also if you take the time, then those last file also will be kept.
So where will we configure this? Suppose I want to keep this data from this time period.
From HANA, here we can configure in the configuration tab, here we can configure the intervals and the size limitations and everything here. The limitations here we can configure it. So, but the retention period is not possible from the HANA Studio. Only HANA Cockpit it is possible to do configure the backup retention period and everything. So HANA Studio retention period is not possible, but we have to manually delete it in case of delta backups. So today we have taken, so this one we can configure it here. So it will say like data backup, full data backup, incremental, then incremental backups like that. It will come into the picture. It will tell you like where it will be restored and what time it is started and what time it is ended. When was the last successful backup? What is the backup ID? Each and every backup there is the ID. So that ID is different. That's why it's creating the multiple files.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the backup. Like that, we have to take the backup of so you can see backup of the system database and tenant database. We can take the backups here. Okay. So this is the backup related thing. Okay. Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wanted to understand what is the difference between the normal backup and log backup.
Normal backup and log backup.
Yeah.
What is your understanding of the normal backup and log backup?
No, normal backup, we are taking full backup of the data,
Okay.
and log backup, what it does actually.
Log backup, in the name itself, we have the logs, right? Transaction logs. The transaction log backup. That will
Okay.
be done automatically by using this configuration, log backup configurations.
Transaction means
Transaction
the
log backup.
SQL queries that will be fired. That backup it is taking, or what? I'm not getting it.
Slash HANA data is the DB backup. Slash HANA log is like a log backup. Okay.
Okay.
It contains the log backups. Each and every transaction logs, it will be written into the log backup. So this will be automatic. So this will be run every 15 minutes. Automatically, this will run every 15 minutes interval. So this log backups will run here. Auto log backup. Log area become full. So in case if you disable it, what will happen? The backup it won't run. Then log backup it won't run. The log folder will become 100% become will cause the database to the hung. So that's why. So we should not touch this one. We can keep it like this only.
So that means that when you're taking the log backup, it is getting deleted from the inside that
Yeah,
particular folder.
log area will be cleaned up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone? Any questions?
I do have a couple of questions. So one was, why are we backing up to the disk again? Or can't we not
Good question.
offline?
Good question, actually. Yeah, since the data, the data is here. Let me show you. Okay. In the same hardware, in the same OS, in the same operating system. So this is your operating system. In the same operating system, you have the RAM slot here where the actual data residing. This is the your file system disk storage. Your file system disk storage here. So as part of the delta merge, we mentioned like slash and a data slash and a log. You are coming to the here. Why? Because the RAM is the volatile memory. In case of something restarts or something is happens when you are stop the database, so then entire data will be gone from the RAM. That's why one copy of data storing into the data folder level. Okay, fine. But this is on the same operating system, data folder level, it is storing the data. Sir, in case entire your OS is corrupted, sir. OS corrupted means what? Your file systems, C drive, D drive, E drives, everything got corrupted. Then entire system is gone. Then, so here that is the reason here we'll take the one copy of data backup to the one copy of the data backup to the separate location, separate file system, separate. There are the many storages are there here, many providers are there like Tivoli, and Tivoli storage, Azure blobs, and the AWS, AWS Cloud S3 bucket. There the some other third party backup providers are there, which they will store your data backups into their locations here. Why? Because this is in the your hardware, your infrastructure, your network. Due to some issues, entire this thing got corrupted, entire your OS got corrupted. But your RAM data, data folder data also gone. RAM data is gone. We have the data folder. We can restore. You can just stop it and when you can start it, then all the data will be reloaded too. But even your data folder is gone, then what? Then that's why we will the some of the third party tools, they will every day as per your schedule, they will store your database backup data into their locations here. So in case of something is OS corrupted, we have the data here. Then we can bring the data to the new operating systems. Then we can restore it simply. And again, your database will back to the previous status. So that purpose, we need to take the backups. Multiple layers we are storing the data. Why? Because this is the banking servers data, confidential data, finance data, sales data. So lot of data will stay inside of the server. So it's simple common hardware failures. Your data, entire data is gone means that we will not tell to the customers, right? Our hardware failure happened. That's why we have gone. But their accounts, everything is got deleted. Then how can we restore it? Means again you have the data in the from here. But if you say, sir, here also it got deleted, then what can I do? Means nothing we cannot do here. In case of it is also deleted from their side, then they have some separate mechanisms. They will store the data into the 3 levels, 4 levels, layers. They will store the data. One layer it is deleted, then 3 layers they have the data. Then we can recover it from the using the last backup. We can recover it, right? If there, why? Because we have purchased their product with service. Means they have to provide the 100% 100% things to the customers. Sir, with why? Because our hardware infrastructure without trusting, we are providing to them. Then they should give the 100% confidence to us. In case of in one layer your backup got deleted, we have the 3 layers, 2 layers. We are there. We have the same data will be stored, so you don't need to worry about our data. So then we know in any case, worst situation, your calamity, natural calamity, something is happened, hardware fault, disasters happened, your databases, your hardware level, your data is gone. But even though you have the data will be stored in our locations, then wherever you want to restore it, we can recall in the database, you have the accounts back to the normal status here. So that is the reason we will use the third party things.
So my second question was, thank you very much. It looks like if you want to back up HANA like this, you have to create a blockchain of HANA. So
Thank you.
my second question was about the log backups. So when you said that we have to set it up in a way so that logs gets backed up. But why are we playing with the logs? Logs are part of the database. So database should push it out, basically empty all the logs. This is more like redo logs. Like if we are doing a recovery, we can use these files to recover the database. But when we save it to some other place, isn't it that we are actually archiving it?
It's a backup of the, yeah. Sometimes what happens, okay, up to that backup, we can restore it. But backup will run only daily once. Daily once backup will run. So today, 12 o'clock, the backup got executed. Today, 12 o'clock, the last backup, we have taken the full database backup, we have taken the 12 o'clock. Then tomorrow also, 12 o'clock, every day, 12 o'clock executed. But in this 24 hours gap, we have the log backups. So some customer, they don't want to lose the 1 minute data also. Then in this case, last full backup you recovered, that is fine. But what about the after the 12 hours, there is a 2 hours gap is there. Then I want to restore the 2 p.m. as well, 2 a.m. as well. I need to restore it. Then you need to use the log backups to recover the up to that time stamp, point in time recovery. That time these log backups are required.
No, Ravi, my question here is that this is very well understood. So backup and so whenever the transaction is happening, so apart from everything else, it is writing to a log file. The transaction is being written to a log file. It is being it is being written there. So in case of failure, we could recover it. But what I'm saying is, what is causing, so like normally like these log files have like one elements or two elements to it. It could have single copy or double copy. So, and then when the time comes, like there is a database driven size of this like log file. So when it reaches that log file size, it automatically switches and creates a new file. So how come we are controlling this backup interval?
How we are loading the data back to database?
No. I'm purely talking about the log files here. So log files are self-contained mechanism. We really don't control it. How are we controlling it here with 15 minutes writing the log?
It's not for writing log backup of the log backups here. So the backup will happen every 15 minutes once. So
But
whatever the data is there in the log area, so that data will be backed up every 15 minutes once. So that whenever if any restore something is happens that time, so it will what will be there in the log file means it's a log segments. In the log segments will be there in the log file level. So that log segments sometimes it will be free, sometimes it will be busy with the data. It will be fluctuating. It will be fluctuating whenever the backup happens. Whenever you something is happens, sometimes it will be the log segments will be free. Maybe if you see here. Yeah, you can see the log segments here. This is the log segments here in the log folder level. This segment, this data will be backed up here. Log segments. See, sometimes the state is free, means this is free. The data will be here. Sometimes it is writing to the here. Sometimes this is the backed up. So something like that, there are different stages here.
can you really explain this, how HANA is doing this? Because I know Oracle, because Oracle writes the log file.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that I understand it, and I'm not, there is no confusion in my head. So, whenever we are doing the transactions are written to the logs and to the database whenever. So then the logs are automatically switched after whenever it reaches, say, 15 meg or 20 meg size. We can define the size in the database parameter that when the log reaches this size, the log will be written as an archive line. So then we take the backup of those log files, which were written by the log itself. So
Here also
then
there is a specific size. Actually, that size, the size is also reached. Then it will create a new file, something like that. It will create it. So you can see it here. The backup size files and the log file size. We can see it here. Not only here. So if you go to the /HANA log file, so every file, maybe if you go to here.
so they have a timestamp that goes with them.
Sir, I guess his doubt, if the guy's doubt is like, are we controlling this log backup, writing that log? So maybe he's getting confused from these two part, right? If the
Say again, please. Sure.
yeah, what you're trying to say is like how we are controlling this log backup part, correct? It will happen automatically every time, right?
Yeah, it will happen every time. Every
Yeah.
time the,
So
the specific file reached to the specific file reached to the certain limit, then immediately it will create the new file, new segment. It will create it here. So this is the size limitation. You can see each and every log file, log segment. This is a log folder. There are log segments are there here. So each file there is a specific naming, specific size is there. You can see it here. Specific size. So whichever is the free, it will write the data to here. Once it is become full, then it will write to the another file like that.
But why this is a kind of a very strange idea of writing log files. I mean,
Very strange means SAP, they have to some recoverable mechanisms, right? ANA recoverable mechanisms. For that purpose only, they are each and every transactions in the log segments, they are writing into the in the log segments level, they are writing the files. So if this won't happens, then if there is a situation to recover up to so point in time recovery. So point in time, like I need to restore the data up to 8.8 or up to 7.8, up to I want to restore it. That time, so these logs will play the important, these logs and will play the important role while recovering the data.
I get that point. So every time we do, say we do a client copy, uh, we do some kind of client copy. So it's gonna again write the logs. So this, I mean, will run out of space really easy if we don't turn off some logging.
Yeah, we can control it actually. There is a parameters using this one. We can control it instead of writing here the size limitations. And I don't want to take the something like that. We can control it using the parameters. We can control it, all those things.
And we are taking the backup, like backup or backup of the backup. So of this log file. So at that time, are we are taking only those files which are complete and not the log file that is in use, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Only which are completed for writing.
And when we back up these files, then they get deleted or they're still there.
It's get deleted actually. It get no. These files will stay. Only these files will stay same as is. It will be stay. Only these things will be deleted. Means the log area, whatever the backed up, the transaction logs are completed that got backed up. That will get log area will become some free. But these log backups, we can delete it. Nothing will harm to the once the backup taken, so we can delete it. These backups are there, right? We can delete it. Why? Because nothing is there here. So nothing is there in this file. So just if you delete it, so nothing will happen. Only thing is, suppose if you want to tomorrow, if you want to restore it to the up to 8:49, if you want to restore it up to 8:49 today, if you want to restore it, so if you delete these files, all these things, you cannot restore it. Till this time, you cannot
Yeah,
do a restore.
basically in the naming convention, they are putting a timestamp along with the naming convention. So that is how HANA is tracking this. Okay.
Yeah. So in also suppose when you are doing the recovery, suppose if you want to do the recovery, okay, maybe I will recovery. So okay, let me explain the recovery. So when you are doing the recovery, suppose example, right click on the system DB, the backup and restore, there is a recovery, right? When you are doing the recovery, so recovery of the tenant database here, it will ask do you want to recover the most recent state? Most recent state means up to the particular, up to uh, most recent, which is available, which is there in the entries in the log area. Maybe let me pull here. Just if you see here information, the database will be recovered as close as possible to the current time. It recover uses the latest data backup, subsequent log backups, and entries available in the log area. Entries available in the log area. Entries means which are not backed up. Those entries available entries. After the changes made to the database after the recovery will be recovery chain time will be lost. So which means this is the most recent state. Database will check the most recent state which is available in the data backups, log backups, and the log area that will be recovered. So, but if you use the point in time recovery, it will use the data backups and subsequent log backups, but it is the point in time recovery. I don't want to up to 811. I want to only, so 811. I want only 17. No. 1911 only I want to recover it. Then it will be recover 1911. It will use the logs which are there in the log area, log folder level, log backup level. It will check it out. Then it will do the offline recovery. Let me use it here. Last 1 hour. Then it will stop the database. Then it will check when was the last log backup happened. In the last 1 hour it is happened. So see here, database will be recovered up to today 8 7 11 7 11 it will be recovered 7 11. Okay, now 8 13, 1 hour before we are restoring it here. So we can use the last backup. So then click on the next button. Then you can use the log area. Log area will be recovered. So if you want to initialize the log area, you can initialize. Why? Because it will also check the log area, log segments for the log area, all those things. Delta backups are recommended. Click on the next button. So then it is restoring. It is using the log backups which are there in this location. In this location, in the log backups will store the logs into in this location. And data backup, it will use the data backup. First it will restore the data backup, then followed by the log backups. Why? Because logs also should be applied to recover the point in time recovery. Logs also should be applied. Then you can use it. Otherwise you can write the SQL statement also, recover the database. For SQL statement also you can write it, but just click on the execute button. So let's see whether it will recover or not. So it is first data backup is getting restored, then log backup is restored, then recovery is running here. Maybe if you go to the database level without any delay, cd trace, in the trace folder level, there is a backups running here, backup. So backup log file, if you open it, it will give you the which backup log backups it is recovering and everything it is doing. Recovery progress, 3% recovery volume, recovery progress, recovery index server, recovery. Oh, it's still it is recovering. Okay. So start of the state of the index server recovered and log backup. See, log backups also. Log backups means log area, log backups also recovering. Why? Because we reached up to timestamp. So this one. So it is checking the log backups in the log folder level, log backup area folder level. It is checking. Then it is reached the log position and it is doing. So it is doing something here. Yes. So it's recovered up to today. Why? Because the log position, it's the backup is there. So 1 hour back it got restored up to 7:11 only. We mentioned, I think, what time? 7:15 or something like that, 7:13, something we mentioned, right? So up to that one, so up to the data backup, it is restored. And after that, up to 7:11, the log backup also it got restored. Recovery log position 5456, last one. So if you open the backup catalog, 5456 recovery log position here. So what is the date? Here date will be displayed differently. But let's see. Okay, 8 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 13 7 13 7 13. So which means this one. So 3 4 3 6 3 7. So 1 hour back, 1 hour back, 1 hour back. What is this? So which one is the ID? Something I missed that ID. What is the ID? So up to like here we can see what last backup is happened 4130. So like that we need to what is the log backup it is recovered here. So this log backup it is recovered, this log backup, and this is the what here had happened 17337177020. Okay, this is the one 2023. 2063. That is the last log file happened here. 2023. 2023. 2023. How can I find out this backup? Well, let me check when was this created. Maybe based upon the timestamp. Okay. This is created at so 23:15. 23:15. Here timestamp is different. Yeah, that way, so it will use the log backups. So at what date, what time, when was it was? So you want to recover up to here, then it will check the, okay, in 1 hour, how many log files are created. You want to recover up to here, then you can recover it. So it will use the full backup, which is there in the full backup. It will use it here. So this full backup, it will use it here up to, so this one, then after that log backup, it will use it. So like that, it will do the recovery, point in time recovery, or up to timestamp. I don't want to do the recovery to the last backup. I want to recover to the only I want to only backup, I want to use it, then you can use only backup timestamp. Only recover the specific data backup. Here, the log files will not be applied. Only just backup will be applied. What is the last full backup you have taken? So in the catalog, then whatever the log file, so sorry, without with log or without catalog, so our back int, you can also use the back int. Back int means third party tools. So without back int means file system. In the file system level you are storing, so that backups will be fetched when was the last backup happened. So we can recover the today at 7:49 you have restored it, so then you can recover that backup also. 7:49 you can recover it. So multiple ways up to recover the database to the up to the particular backup file without applying the logs. We can also apply the logs by choosing the point in time recovery or particular timestamp. We can up to recent time we can use it here. Here logs are not applied. Means 7:49 backup only applied. Now so 8:20 example, right? So this 15 minutes plus 20 minutes, right? 15 plus 20, 35 minutes data gone. Whatever the changes are happened in the last 35 minutes, so that changes are gone. That changes are gone here. That changes are gone here. Why? Because you have not applied the logs. After the backup, there the logs are generated. So that logs, if you want to apply, so that time the logs will come into the picture. That time the logs will come into the picture here. That's the reason. So this log backup files also very important to recover up to particular timestamp or up to most recent time. That time this log backup will be important.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Just one last question. So when we write uh, data to log files, is every transaction in complete written there on the log file, or one transaction can be spawned over two log files or three log files? Is it possible?
That one I'm not sure, but yeah, I think one log file only, one transaction, it will be stored into the one log file. But after that log file is completed, then again, if you do the different transaction, that will be in the different transaction. One file will be in the one log file only. One transaction will be in the one log file only.
Because when we do point in time recovery, so say time ABC,
Yeah,
point
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, yeah, that time, yeah, it's difficult actually. System maybe how the system will take it out that we need to understand actually that one.
Thank you very much. Sorry, everybody, I took a lot of time.
No problem.
Sir, actually, my doubt is like here you said if you take only backup recovery, it will also consider at that for the backup, it will also consider the log as well at the point if we take at the point of time like that.
Yes,
So, like based on that log files, it will then it will decide what are all the transactions committed or which are going to the initial stage. Correct, right, sir?
right.
Okay, sir. I thought if we take only database backup, then there is no log files. Means the not committed or not happened logs transactions will be lost. This is the case, right, sir?
No. Data backup means everything will be taken up to when what time you are taking everything, including log, everything, all the data, everything will be backed up. Okay, but
Okay.
after that there are some. After that again tomorrow you will execute it. But after this 24 hours, what will happen in case of if we want to do the recovery to tomorrow? Then these log backups will help you to recover the up to point in time, up to particular time. These log backups will happen. So up to 7:49 you have taken the backup. Then data backup you have taken here. Then after that, these are the transactions are happened every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes it's happening. So then every 15 minutes this log backups happen. Within this 15 minutes, whatever the changes are happened in the log segments, that will be backed up. That will be backed up here. That will be backed up. Okay. Whatever the things are happening, that will be backed up. Every 15 minutes, this will run. In the 15 minutes gap, whatever the changes are happening in the log area, whatever the changes are happening, that will be backed up in this in the form of log backups here. So you have restored up to here. Then I want to restore it to the up to 749 to 1819. I want to restore it. So you need to apply these locks also. You have to apply these locks also. So that time, so after 849, whatever the changes are happened, everything without any data loss, these locks also will applied in the database level, particular
Uh,
the data
so
restore.
one more doubt, sir. So like here, if we consider data and log, is the data similar? Like is the log and data are having the similar data, or
No. Data is different and log is different here.
then
Data
if we
is committed data. If, SQL changes data. No. Actual SQL data will be stored into the data folder level, and log folder level. The changes about the logs, the changes about the particular transaction,
transaction,
that
yeah,
will be
yeah.
saved in the form of the log file.
Okay, sir. Then, like, if we only taking like a backup at that point of time, and then there is no next data backup, only logs are there.
Yes.
So then, if we take these logs and data, then how the system will we consider the result or transaction result or output, sir? That will be not there, right, in the logs.
That will be there in the logs. That will be not there in the data folder level. That's why you are applying the data backup you are applying, and immediately log folders also you are applying. So the whatever the changes are there, that will be committed. Whatever the changes are there, that will be committed here. In this one, it will be committed. So that's why the changes are there in the log folder level, right? Log segments level.
Oh, okay. Okay. So one question. So if we apply these logs, then again data it will the system will commit the data again from that time, right, sir?
Uh,
So that the result will be stored into data folder.
yes, right. Yes, right. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Can I share my experience on this?
Yeah. You can share it. Yeah, no problem.
So now I'm not talking HANA because I don't know anything about it. So
Yeah.
other
Oracle
databases.
is easy understandable actually. Sorry. Yeah. Oracle is easily understandable.